Thank you for tuning in to this how-to video on the project billing cycle periodic billing. In Mission Control, there are 4 billing cycles available: manual, periodic, milestone, and retainer. With periodic billing, a billing event is automatically created once per billing period, as defined by the periodic billing frequency. This can be set to the following options: weekly, fortnightly, the 1st and 16th of the month, 4-weekly, monthly, or quarterly. This will also create a billing event item each period for the hours completed value billable of all approved time logs and all approved billable expenses up to but not including the date that's in the next billing date, excluding any items that have already been invoiced. Let's take a look at the settings that are required before using the periodic billing feature. You'll want to navigate to the billing event settings. This can be found in the Mission Control console by selecting the control pad, then scrolling down to the bottom of the page where you can find your billing event settings. There are 2 settings here. The first is called PDF generation. If you have this checkbox marked true, this will ensure that a PDF is generated for all new billing events. The second setting is the periodic billing setting, and this will allow you to select a runtime to schedule the periodic billing process. This will run daily at the specified time. You'll want to be sure you click Save in the upper section of the billing event settings. Let's take a look at the project setup. On my project record, I have my billing type set to time and materials for the periodic billing cycle. My project budget is specified. I've also determined a billing rate and cost rate for my project. So I have it set to role-based, meaning the rates will be pulled from the role records of the roles that are assigned to actions on this project. And then I will go ahead into the billing information section. Just a quick note for your tax label: if you would like to invoice on behalf of a different company or entity, then you can set up separate tax rate labels for each company and apply invoice override field values on the tax rate. So that will update your invoices for the separate entities. Next, we'll want to set the billing cycle to periodic. I have my billing frequency set to monthly and my payment terms set to 60 days. So whatever my billing date is, my due date will be 60 days after that. So we'll take a look at that in a second. I've set my periodic billing next date to 11/2, and so once this runs, my billing last date should update to 11/2. And my periodic billing next date should be 12/2. So we'll check the project record to make sure that is what occurs. Also, another quick note: you can choose to include your time log appendix, your expense appendix, as well as your non-billable time in appendix. I've marked these true so that when our PDF generates, we can see the values that are populated there. Let's take a look at the time logs and the expenses that have been logged against this project. According to my time log summary, I have a total of 12.5 hours that have been logged against this project here. I will just click into a time log just to show a few of the details that you'll want to ensure are populated to make sure the time logs are included. So we can see here this time log has been logged by this project member. So the rate on this project member's role record will be used to specify the hours completed value billable. We can see that this has been populated. The time log is approved, and the approval date is before 11/2/22, which is the date that I set for my next billing date. I can also see that this time log has not been invoiced yet, and it has not been associated with a billing event. Let's take a look at an expense record that is related to this project. So I have one expense record. It is incurred by Colin and the amount is $300. The approval status is marked as approved for this expense. And the approval date stamp shows the correct approval date. I can see that this expense has not been invoiced yet and has not been associated to a billing event item. So when this process runs, we'll take another look at that. Now we will wait for the time specified in the control pad for a billing event to generate. To see the related billing events for a project, navigate to the Billing tab in the Project Overview component. Here you'll see a billing event summary. So I can see that the billing event record has been generated. I can also see that there's an amount associated with this billing event. So we'll take a look at the billing event items to get further information on that. The billing event is currently in the draft status, so once we invoice this to the customer, we will manually update this to the invoice status. And then once we receive payment, the status will update to paid as well. We can see that the due date has also been populated 60 days from the invoice date as specified in the payment terms. In this tab, I can expand to see the related billing event items, or I can click directly into the billing event. We can see that my time logs have been associated and the amount has been specified for those. And then there is a separate billing event item for the expenses that are related to this billing event as well. In the event that a time log or an expense has been missed from the billing event, you will need to update the billing event item and invoice fields directly on the time log record. So I've created a time log. I can see that my total hours completed has now went from 1250 to 1350. So I'll navigate directly to that time log record. And I'll want to manually populate the invoice field, mark that true, and then also locate the billing event item. This is a time log record, so I'll want to make sure I associate the time log with the time logs to 11/2/22 billing event item, and then save. Now let's check out this billing event item. And notice the amount on the billing event item has now updated to include this time log. This will be the same steps that are required for the expense record. You'll want to, if there is an expense that is missing, you'll want to mark the invoice field true and then find the correct billing event item to associate that record to. Let's take a look at our billing event. We can see the amount has been updated to include the missing time log, and a PDF has also been generated for the billing event. Let's take a look at the PDF URL. We can see the invoice date. The due date is 60 days from the invoice date. We have our billing event items, so the time logs and the expenses, as well as the amount breakdown. And then we also have the time log summary. So the hours that were, or time logs that were included in this invoice, a few details of those records are included, as well as the amount, and then the same for the expense summary. I didn't have any non-billable time logged against this project, so those time log records have not been included. Getting back into our billing event, there are a few ways that you can navigate to the PDF. So this PDF URL can be shared with customers. You can also view the PDF from a button on the billing event record, as well as view the PDF from the files related list on the billing event. If you need to manually generate a PDF file to send to customers, you can do so by selecting View PDF. You can also download and print from here as well. There's also an email template that is available in the event that you would like to send your customer their billing event URL. You can click into the template and the billing event notification can be inserted. You can see the email includes some information from the invoice. To add a new billing payment, we'll want to specify for the customer to view the PDF. I will do 2 payments for this billing event, one for the time logs and one for the expenses. So once you populate the details for your payment, you'll click Save. And then you can see that the billing event status has now updated to paid. We'll also take a look at the project record and view the invoice summary here. So we can now see that the amount invoiced has updated, the amount paid has been updated, and then if I expand my billing event, I can see my billing event items as well as my billing event payments. Thank you so much for watching this how-to video. Look out for further videos in this billing cycle series. And more training videos can be found under the training videos section of the website. Thanks for watching.